Hi, I'm Adam with Contemporary Woods. Today we're going to go over some semi-custom final checklist items, and I have some notes here. We want to go over the working conditions. We want to go over what waste we are preventing by setting up our working conditions like this. I want to show what it looks like when it's ready to ship, and I also want to show any quality control and any fine-tune adjustments, and we're going to go over handles and how to wrap, and we're also going to go over how to prepare for the load. So let's get started. We're going to jump in here and let's talk about our work area. I am bringing the tools to the work area. I'm also having organization, active organization of the fasteners I need and all the tools I need here. Now this is not everything was set up because we've already completed this, so I grabbed a few things for visual representation, but you want to have all of your spacers and have all of your fix bits and drivers. There might be more. We can go over that in a separate video. But the idea is bring the tools to the work. Chris, why don't you come around this side now that we've shown that. A quick talk about why we're putting the cabinet up off the floor. If I was on the floor, like somebody is behind us right now, they're on their knees and they're uncomfortable and they're not working in ideal conditions. Also, if the cabinet's on the floor, you can see that you have to bend over and it's not very ideal. So the idea is when we can, bring the cabinet up off the floor, get it to a good working height so we're comfortable. We only get one body, we can make multiple cabinets. So we care about talking about the waste of getting off the floor and bringing it up to the working height here. By having us off the floor and being able to work in a more ergonomic position, potentially even standing when it's appropriate, then we don't have to worry about the stress we put on our bodies. We can put more energy and focus into the cabinet. So those wastes that we're eliminating, or reducing I should say, is wasted motion from having to walk and get the tool and bring it back to the work. That's wasted motion. We're also improving reducing defects is what I should say. We're reducing defects because when it's on the floor, somebody could kick something and it could potentially hit this, or the broom or anything could hit it. So we're reducing defects that way, and we're improving the workers' conditions, and we're reducing waste employee potential. If I had to think really hard, oh my God, I get on the floor, my knees hurt, and whatever else, that's drawing a lot of extra processing power from me, and I'm not being as effective working on the cabinet. Let's talk about what it looks like when it's substantially done. The Conestoga standard for our semi-custom cabinets is to have a 1/4 inch reveal on both sides. That way when two cabinets go together, there is a 1/2 inch between the fronts. That's the standard. So the fronts typically are flush on the bottom of the cabinet, and they're a 1/2 inch down from the countertop on a base cabinet. Our standard, if there's no crown, would also be a 1/2 inch down from the top, and making sure that everything looks even. So this is a 1/2 inch spacer. You can see that, generally speaking, the drawers are spaced. I'm also looking for, I can see that this was not installed. This is the toe board backer. So that's something that I need to install, make sure it gets cut down to size. This cabinet was customized, which is what we do a lot of times. So this needs to be installed. But I'm also looking for, are the drawer fronts straight? And so, Chris, if you come around this side, we're looking for a clear visual indicator. Are they straight? And this top drawer is pretty close. You can see there's a slight gap there. I would say it's within tolerance. Looking at this side here too, they're straight. Now I can still do adjustments to them, but initially they're not out of. Now, Chris, if you come to this side here, around the side, yep. You see this is not within tolerance. This drawer is tipped back on the bottom. We covered this in a separate video on how to adjust the Blum tandem slides so we get them leveled. Right now this is not straight, so we'll go through how to adjust that later. So I'm analyzing the cabinet going, okay, I need to make a few tweaks, but it's getting pretty close. Overall, I'm looking for this to make sure that there's quality finish and everything is is applied correctly. I don't see any drawer bumpers yet, so that's something else we need to make sure that gets done. And clearly there's no handles yet, so we can't wrap the cabinet until we get the handles on. But first, we want to get everything adjusted.